okay. And keeping an eye on what you're spending is so important at the moment. And one popular way to save cash is by using money off vouchers.
However, there are websites that are generating fake codes to scam customers, and it's damaging the reputation of some small businesses. Presenter Rhys Stevenson has been to investigate.
If you're like me, then you love to grab a good deal and get money off when shopping online.
And one of my top tricks for getting a discount is to always look online for a voucher code before making a purchase. But often I found that once I've found one and I've entered it in, it simply doesn't work.
A 2020 customer survey showed that over 85% of Brits have used a discount code at least once. I've come to Manchester to find out what people here think of online voucher codes.
Are you a fan of using the kind of voucher codes when you're online shopping?
No, not really. Sometimes the codes will just be like, oh, invalid, or, you know, it'll be like, read the fine print.
So just effort?
It's really long, yeah. Especially if I'm doing online shopping, the whole purpose is to just be really quick. But if it takes me ages just to find like a simple code, then I'm not going to bother with that.
I tend to look through a lot of deals, discounts as much as I can, just try to keep the cost down.
I tend to find it's probably like too much effort to go and find them.
There are these online sites where you can get voucher codes, and then you try to use them and they're out of date. It drives me nuts.
I just get cross with them. Don't use them.
There are plenty of legitimate voucher code websites out there that can help us save money. But we've discovered that some websites aren't just giving you out-of-date codes, but codes that never existed at all, totally made up.
These fake codes are bad for business, and the damage they do can be much worse than just wasting our time.
And we know they're fakes as we've been speaking to the companies they claim to be offering discounts for. John Boland runs a high-vis clothing company in St Helens.
So John, tell me, how have these fake voucher codes affected your business?
Customer might go to the checkout on the website, they get to the checkout, put the code in, they get annoyed if the code doesn't work. And then if they decide to go and leave reviews somewhere saying that the website code that we were offering didn't work, in actual fact we weren't offering the code in the first place, it came from one of the fake websites.
And how many of these codes have you found? Have you kind of done a little search for the websites that have been offering these?
Hundreds of different codes over dozens of different websites.
That is ridiculous. And what do you do about it? Do you message them?
We sent cease and desist letters to quite a few of the ones that we thought were fake. Some of them did stop, and some of them are still advertising them.
And your business relies heavily on word of mouth, right?
It's a lost sale. We have a tracker on our website that shows a lot of abandoned carts where people get to that stage and then they just disappear with frustration or whatever it is. You never get them back. If you think of the internet, something like a town centre, and the coupon code websites are like a chap standing outside a shop saying, come in here, I'll give you 75% off these shoes. But when you get in there, there's no shoes for 75% off. So you're going to go home and tell all your friends, don't bother listening to that man, which is the coupon website that stood outside the shops. When you get things like this, it affects you big time because every penny counts.
Sadly, John isn't alone. Gary Murphy is the e-commerce manager of a bathroom company in Middlesbrough that's been battling fake voucher codes since 2008. The company found some fake voucher code sites were in fact harvesting customers' information, which then led to the customers being scammed or even having money taken directly from their accounts.
We realised that people were entering the website through these third-party websites. We found that some people were entering through after having to pay some money or to give away personal information. We were having to deal with frustration from customers. We were getting telephone calls from elderly customers who were often upset, having exchanged money, realised that, that they had nothing to do with our website.
Do you still deal with it now?
We still deal with it now, but we've taken steps to optimise the website so that when people search for Rubberduck Bathrooms voucher codes, they get the information-based page where we warn people about these fraudulent websites.
Despite both Gary and John creating pages on their business websites warning people about the fake voucher codes, unfortunately, it's not enough to prevent the problem entirely.
From a consumer point of view, it makes sense that we look to save money whenever we can, even more so now when it's harder than ever to make ends meet. But looking for voucher codes on the internet can come with its own risks that can be much worse than simply getting annoyed when we find one that doesn't work.
I'm catching up with Harry Kind, consumer journalist at Which, to find out more about these fake websites harvesting your data.
Why are these websites making these fake voucher codes in the first place?
Setting up a website can cost pennies and take minutes. It's a really simple way to get people to give over your information, and that information is valuable to scammers. It's a zero cost, zero effort endeavor.
What is it that they're trying to do with this data that they're collecting?
Personal information, is a very valuable thing. It will vary depending on whether you're giving away a password, maybe your national insurance number, your date of birth, an address, an email address. They could use your personal details to apply for credit cards, for bank accounts, and then ultimately your identity is worth something on the dark web. It has a monetary value, and that could just be sold off as well.
So to protect your pocket, your data, and your sanity when using voucher codes online, Harry has some tips to avoid getting caught out.
I think a big red flag if you're looking for voucher codes is that the website is asking for your information. There are plenty of websites out there with voucher codes that don't require any information, and they come at zero cost to you. Are there any reviews that are negative? Are there any red flags like bad spelling or a poorly built website? Is the domain name in that URL address at the top really long with lots of dashes that could well be the indication that this is a scam? And then finally, that old adage of if it's too good to be true, if this is a 90% deal that applies across a whole website all year round, well, I'm afraid that probably is too good to be true.
With trying to save money being the name of the game for so many of us, it's perhaps unsurprising that the shady characters of the web are lurking in the shadows hoping to make money out of you. But don't let them. Only cash in the codes that will save you money and help keep your data safe.